so excited. We have our very own Leslie going to be here tonight, and she's just going to just, I told her to just do whatever she wanted. Just talk and say whatever you need to say. If you do not know Leslie, consider yourself blessed tonight because she is just a blessing. She's probably one of the most giving, like genuine people you will ever meet. And I know Jess and I are so grateful for her and just the blessing she's been to our team and to me and Jess personally. But I asked her to come on and just share her heart with us. And, so what I'll say is open yourself to whatever she has to say. Get your pen and paper ready and jot down whatever speaks to you, because I know it's going to be helpful. There's wisdom, there's nuggets here, and we can all learn and grow from anything that she has to offer to us tonight. And I'm just so grateful that she's willing to come on and talk to us. So I'm going to let you go and you just take it away, Leslie.
Try that again. Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it. So I'll just kind of get started with where I was and how we got where we are. I think kind of that's the fun part. I started this, guys, in January of 2014. I always said I'd never had network marketing experience, but I remembered I tried to sell travel plans to someone once, and that was a fail. So I can't say I'd never had it before, but pretty much. So when I started, guys, I was just a tired, exhausted, busy, overweight, single mama of a competitive athlete who kept me going 90 to nothing. Life had thrown me some pretty nasty curveballs and I didn't know how to deal with them. So I just kind of ate my emotions. I am a snacker. So I ate my emotions, hid in my own house. It had been a nasty divorce scenario. So, everybody picked sides and I resorted to my own little fortress. And I hid from the best. And it wasn't until I shared my story after I began thriving that even my daughter was like, "You really did that?" Because I would get up in the mornings, I would take her to school. I'd come home and I would retreat to the couch. And I set my alarm every day at 3 o'clock to get up, to clean the house, get dressed, act like I had done a whole lot during the day to go pick her up and do my night routine. She had no idea the mental state of her mama. And a good friend of mine was posting on Facebook about her first post that caught my attention was she had all this energy. And I remember being like, whatever, kept scrolling. The second post that hit me was, "Hey, I fit into my pre-twin pregnancy jeans." And I'm like, yeah, cool. I just bought a bigger size. Kept scrolling. And then I saw her standing in front of her Escalade and I knew her story. I knew where she had been, and I knew she couldn't afford an Escalade. So I was like, so when I tell you that I set up and I wrote her, that's legit what happened. And I said, "Hey, look, I don't have any money. I can't afford anything, but I want to know what you did." And she was like, "Hey, it's this great opportunity. I want you to go watch this short video." Guys, back in that day, literally, we didn't really talk to anybody. We shot him to a video and then signed him up, and there was really no connection. So she shot me, and of course I've known her since junior high, so there was no need to sell me. So she shot me to her video and I paused it and I kept going back and forth. How does it compare? How does it do this? And she was like, "Girl, it hadn't been 8 minutes. It was an 8-minute video. Hasn't been 8 minutes. Talk to me in 7." And I'm like, dear Lord, okay. So I watched the video, and of course the end, it was all business. And so I'm like, look, I've tried everything in the world. Nothing works for me. But I'm interested in the business. And she's like, "Cool, sign up here." "Cool, I have no money." She's like, "It's fine, just do it." I'm like, okay. So I did it. That weekend, there was a Lavelle local. I say it like that because those are a thing of like, what are those anymore? But when this whole pandemic is over, if you have one even 2 hours from your house, go. Load up in your car, go. I was very busy that day. I didn't have time to attend to the whole thing. I always say, "God, I always ask him to send me flashing, blinking, honking signs. I need big signs. So this day he put me in the room full of thrivers. I didn't even know what that word meant, and a true skeptic. And I was in a room with people that were sharing their experiences. And so basically what I'm doing now, okay? So they're sharing what Thrive has done for them. And they were people that were like me. They were moms, they were dads, and they were single parents. And they shared how they went from being lethargic on the couch, watching their kids play out the window, to being outside playing with their kids. They talked about just not being in the right headspace. Just stories that were life changing. And I hated the word because I was a skeptic. I was not in the right frame of mind to understand what this product had. But so I stayed for those stories, and then I left. I missed Paul and Jason talking. And now I'm like, what was I thinking? But I didn't know. But I left that day. I immediately got in my car and I called my mom, and I was like, look, you've been watching Maria's posts. I've seen him. You've seen him. I want you on my team, not hers. She's like, okay, what are we doing? I'm like, I don't have a clue. Sign up on my link. I don't know. I'll tell you later. She's like, okay. So she did. Because that's what mamas do, right? And so then I left from there. I went to some friends, and they were like, I don't know what's wrong with you, but you actually kind of have a pep in your step. Are you feeling okay today? And I'm like, I'm great. I found this new product, and I began telling them, and they ordered. Before I knew it, I had already hit my VIP 800. What was I doing? I have no idea. I was literally, if I could have put up a table and shared it with someone in front of Walmart that day, I would have. I was so on fire. So get your tails to an online event or an actual event when they begin happening, because it lights a fire that is undescribable. Okay. So then from there, I just started pushing towards my VIP 1600. This is where I hit a stopping point. I missed my VIP 1600 by $100. Okay. Didn't understand the rules. Thought I could do it. Can't do it. Missed it by $100 in the last little milliseconds. So I was like, all right, I'm going to make sure that anyone that I ever bring on never misunderstands the rules. It became my fire. Didn't hold me back. It became my fire. That was back in the day when I earned an iPad mini. Guys, I couldn't afford an iPad mini. So heck yeah, I'm going to run to that. So the next 30 days, I ran to my iPad mini. Now, let me pause. When I hit my VIP 800, I earned free product. It said on my bar. I didn't need it. I had tried other products. They didn't work for me. This was going to be no different. I remember calling a friend going, hey, I want to give you this. I don't want anything from you. I don't want any recognition. Just send me your address and I'm giving you this box. And she's like, no, girl, I'm good. I'm like, no, really, I know it'll help you. You're facing to go into a surgery. I know this can help you. Like, please let me help you. No, girl, I'm good. Okay, fine. So it sat on my bar for 2 more weeks. And finally I was like, okay, I'm done. This is ridiculous. I'm telling people how it can change their lives. I was reading stories on the news feeds on Lavelle Facebook page on what it was doing to other people. So I'm like, what do I got to lose? Started taking it. Day 1, I took 2 capsules. I mixed my lifestyle mix in a 32-ounce glass of water. Okay, awful plan. So I immediately called Mari and I was like, I'm done. I'm never taking the products again. I will work the business every day of my life. I'm never taking the products. She goes, what'd you do? So I told her, she's like, okay, remember I've always said take 1 capsule? And I'm like, yeah, but I've done diet pills. This is no different. Much different. Okay, so now I'm like, okay, I've got to listen. So I pause, I listen, I do what I'm supposed to do. I mix my shake completely differently. I will always say ice matters. It changes the flavor, and how you mix it matters. It changes the flavor, and your water levels. So all these obstacles I'm learning, right? I noticed nothing. I knew this was not going to be any different for me. Kept taking the products. I'm noticing that I'm cooking. I'm noticing I'm off the couch, but I still didn't feel anything. I didn't feel what everyone was talking about. I had no aha moment. So one day I'm driving down the car and my daughter's in the car with me. Guys, she's witty, she's crazy, she's fun. We're driving to cheer practice on just a normal day, and she said something funny, and gosh, I wish I could remember what she said, but she said something funny. I start laughing. tears rolling out my face, laughing. And she was like, is that funny? Is that just so funny? I'm like, yes, it's hysterical. And she said, oh my God, I don't know what this Thrive thing is that you're doing, but please promise me you will never stop, because I love the mom that I have now. Guys, that was my aha moment. I didn't need anything else. I had, my whole world was always around her. And I knew that she always had what she needed. But I had become that checklist mom that no one ever wants to be. No one wants to be a checklist mom. She had everything that she needed. She lacked the genuineness of me. And that was my gut punch aha moment. And from that moment forward, I knew, okay, I have no idea what this is doing, so I'm going to do this. Guys, that for me was day 18. Day 18 of me thriving, not feeling a thing, and someone else noticing around me, my constant everyday. So if, Mario would have given me a 3-day sample pack, we wouldn't all be together, because I would have never joined. I just wouldn't have. And so when people want to quit, day 18, guys. So going forward from that, I remember hitting my my 4K, which was my iPad bonus. I earned my iPad, uber cool. And that was back in the day when we legit got an iPad in our hands. And I used that to grow my business. I wasn't stopping. I had a car with over 200,000 miles on it that I was cutting things off that were just dangling underneath it. I don't even know. I just told my dad I was doing that. And he was like, what? I'm like, I didn't know what else to do. I was like, I got to hit my auto bonus. I can do it in the next, 60 days, and I'm going to buy me a new car. And that's all I could think of. So I did. And I never stopped just sharing what the product can do for other people. So I signed up in January. By May of that year, we were in Cabo on my first lifestyle getaway. And I knew when I hit that lifestyle getaway, not one person said to me, hey, what's your rank? Who's your upline? What are you doing every day? How many enrollments did you get? No one asked me that. No one cared. No one cared that I wasn't a certain rank. They just wanted to have conversation with me. They wanted to know what the product had done for me, or how long had you been taking the product? Everyone was just inquisitive on what the product's doing, because at the end of the day, guys, my favorite thing to say is, I don't have a clue what it's going to do for you, but I can tell you what it's done for me and my family. I can tell you what it's done for my best friend. Like, just keeping that frame of mind. So that is kind of where my story is. Guys, before we jumped on this call, I ran numbers. I'm a number person. And I'm a number person because we have a phenomenal team. Our team is gigantuous. It's wonderful. We have amazing leaders on our team. And that being said, see, I'm getting all hot thinking about it. That being said, you guys are part of my extreme red leg team. And if you don't know what that means, the basic line is, before you can rank up, you must have no more than 60% of your volume on one side of, like, I like to use a teeter-totter. 60% of your volume on one teeter-totter leg. Okay, guys, you have me like this. So every single month, I am constantly just playing the teeter-totter game. It's a huge blessing, and I love it. You guys keep me running. But my very first year in the business, guys, we were under $400,000. My first year in business. 2016 for me was a pivotal year. It was the year that I had decided I was stuck in my teeter-totter. I don't know what I'm doing. I can't find new people. I am out of luck. I am beat down, and I'm just dog tired. Okay. I feel like I'm constantly running down, and I can't ever get ahead. I was frustrated. I ended that month at over 2 million in a year. Okay. And where I'm going to go with that was that day, I will never forget it, December 31st of 2016, I wrote Maria Dillard and I said, look, I love you. I adore everything you've done for me, but I will always maintain my auto bonus because I don't want to pay a car payment. And I will always order my products, but I'm done chasing. I'm done. I'm tired. And she left me on red. Okay. And I say that lovingly because she already knew that if she would have wrote me back that night, I was already in the dumps. I was not approachable. I was not someone that you could have talked to. I was in the dumps again. So she was like, I'm gonna leave that girl on red. It is New Year's Eve. I'm not playing this game with her. I'm not doing it. The next day she wrote me, and all she said to me was, girl, you're good. Just keep on pushing. You don't know what the Lord's got in front of you. Keep your head down. And I'm like, did she even read my message? I don't even think that girl read my message. We ended that year at 3 million. And I'm like, okay. Well, I had a lot of dead weights dragging me down in 2017. Okay. And I don't have any other way to say that, but you let people get in your head in this business. You let people get in your head, and you let people steal your joy from you. Okay. And when you do that, you're not hurting anybody but your own self. Your own self is the only one that you're hurting. And I had to have a little come to Jesus with my own self, those tough love conversations in the mirror, and finished out 2018 at 12 million. Okay. And I was like, okay, we can do this. We're going to keep on going. Now, guys, my teeter-totter is still like this, but the joy that I have in my teeter-totter being like this and getting to love on everyone, no matter if you're on my black leg, or you're on my red leg, or I don't care who you are. Okay. I love what I do. I love the circles that this provides, the community that this company provides to us. Guys, when I finally be able to balance out, we will have a heck of a celebration when we get there. Okay. Here's the point of the moral of the story. You can't quit. And I've had a real good friend to me when I was ready to quit in 2016. She goes, all right, well, what are you going to quit? And I'm like, well, I'm going to quit doing what I do. She goes, okay, what do you do every day? I said, well, I guess I'm going to quit posting on social media. She goes, so you're just going to, like, what are you going to do differently? You're going to take your products? Well, yeah. She goes, okay, so what are you going to quit? And I'm like, I have no idea. She goes, right, because you're not ready to quit. If you can't give me an itemized list of what you're going to quit, you don't even know what you're quitting. So you got to get out of your own head. I was like, okay, well, whatever. This year in 2020 is going to be my year that was a pivotal. I'm back on that pivotal word again. I can't even get it out. You got it. It was back on that year that I was like, okay, things are going to be different. Surrounded myself with a community of positive people. Literally, when a negative word comes flowing out of my mouth, it is backed up with, give me something you're grateful for. Okay. When we were buying this house and things got crazy, I remember Mitzi walking around the corner. I'm in tears. I didn't think we were going to get the house. Things were just really bad. And I mean, I was in my woe me pity party, and she's like, quick, give me 15 things you're thankful for. And I'm like, I'm not thankful for anything right now. She's like, whoa, that's your problem. I'm like, okay, you're right. Okay. So then you rattle off your 15 and it shifts your mind. If you can make yourself get into the habit of shifting your own person, guys, you own your own business. If it fails, it's on you. It's not on your upline. It's not on your side sisters. It's not on someone that didn't do a training right. That's all on you. You can't change anything about that. The only thing that you can change is what you are doing to your own self. What are you doing personal development when you can't think of what you're going to post about? What did you read today? Did you pour into your own cup? Because every single day that you're pouring outside of your own cup, you got to pour something back in, or you're pouring out of an empty cup. It just doesn't make sense, right? So beginning of this year, I had an opportunity to do a leadership retreat with one of your side sisters. Cool. Okay, let's do that. We sat around a big table in groups, and it was letting go of your fears. And I was like, okay, my fears. Okay. Well, the cool thing about that was it didn't necessarily have to be business related. It could have been something in your home life that was holding you back. Okay. So really just start thinking about what is it that's holding you back. Identify that. Confide in someone or confide in a journal. I don't care where you confide in, but let it go. Because the minute that you can let that go, for me, it was negativity that was holding me back. I used to have someone that would call me in my downline that would say, hey, how many people did you enroll today? How many VIP 800 packs did you sell today? I'm like, what? I'm like, I couldn't imagine me calling Maria, who's my sponsor, going, hey, girl, how many 800 packs did you sell today? She'd have said, girl, you lost your mind and hung up on me. So I was like, why did I allow that to define me? And then it got to where I felt like I was less than because I am teeter-totter down. And they were like, oh, so you're still just a 40K, but you have all these 200K leaders underneath you, but you can't get to 200K. What does that say about you as a leader? Well, I let that live in my soul. Guys, that'll kill a person. I mean, you know what I mean? But like, it just drags you down. You're carrying all these weights. So it got to where I would be asked to host events and I would be like, cool, yeah, I'm all in. And they would say, hey, send me a picture. I'm like, hey, are you going to put a badge on that? And they'd say, yeah. And I'm like, oh, I think I'm busy that day, but hey, if I can make it, I can come. Because I never wanted my team to know where I sat in a rank chart, because I had, a $3 million team, but I was still a 40K, right? So I let that play with my head. Started 2020. I said, I'm done with that. I'm letting go of that. I'm not going to play that game anymore. I am worthy. I have a story. I know what Lavelle has done for me. I know what the products have done for me. I know what the business side has done for me. I'm not doing that anymore. And it's really funny because it was only like, you do it in small groups. So there was a total of 20 of us. But you don't tell all 20 people what your fears are. You told your small little group that you were in. And I remember when I left, I felt empowered. I felt like, man, I'm going to shake the world. Like, I've got this. And then I started noticing people were reaching out to me going, girl, I'm noticing a difference in your post. Or, man, you were on fire. What has changed within you? And I just said, my community is great. It's what I'm pouring in is great. Like, I just feel better. No, it was releasing the negativity that made me feel better. The releasing of the negativity that made me feel like, hey, I do have this. I do know what I'm doing. So keep that in mind, guys, as you are going forward and you're growing your business. Doesn't matter what rank you are. It doesn't matter where you fit. It's your own personal business. It doesn't matter if you like your upline. It doesn't matter if you reach up 10 up. It doesn't matter. Reach up, right? And you guys know, y'all have a great community. You can reach sideways. It doesn't matter. Just make sure that you are constantly growing. You have these awesome opportunities for these huddles. Reach into these. This is life. And this is something that not every organization has. So make sure that you keep that, okay? And protect that. That's the most important thing. Had something else I wanted to tell you. Let me go back to my little notes here. Yes. So basically, things that hold you back, guys, those are things that help you build your story. Okay. Had I not had those experiences, do I want to have lived with those for so long? No, I would have not liked to have lived with those so long. My wise old self, if I could go back, I would definitely change some things up and do things differently. But knowing that that is what has created me to be the person and the leader that I am now changes my viewpoint. It changes my vantage point. So always remembering that whenever you are talking to new people wanting to join you, explaining this community that you have, explaining the sisterhood, the free trainings, what you have to offer, guys, that's huge. So keeping that in your mindset. The company gives us phenomenal training, but to be able to have a one-on-one, like even today, I had someone that called me and asked me a question. I didn't know the answer, so then I call and ask the question, and so then we kind of play the telephone game. Having that community to know that you can do that is huge. So keep that in mind, guys. Don't get tied up on your rank. If you hit a VIP 800 and your teammates do, that's great. I know VIP, I mean, I know 200K leaders, millionaire leaders that hit every single bonus. Okay. Perfect. They checked everything off the box. Great. I know millionaire leaders that slept through their VIP 800, VIP 1600, and their iPads, because that was old school, right? They slept through all of those and they didn't even wake up until they realized what they had missed out on. And then they were like, holy cow, I left a lot of money on the table. So know that those bonuses don't define you. They don't make you be a phenomenal leader. You do that. What you are pouring into your own person makes you do that. No one else can do that. Okay. You're just basically leaving money on the table. That's the way I look at it. Just like the goat that they just offered us. Guys, if you didn't take advantage of the goat, take advantage of the goat next time. Especially their 200K launch. That's huge. And you know, I never had been one that dug into the comp plan. For me, I was like, I have no idea. I get paid every single Tuesday. I know every penny that I get made. I don't ever ask any questions. But what I can tell you, when they offer you 200K pay, that's 8%, 8 levels deep. That's double pay. So keep that in mind if they ever offer that again. The company has a way to bless us, and they do it every single day. I was blown away with all the promos they ran in October. I was like, good Lordy Almighty. It felt like every day they offered us something. But I think that's all that I have. Shay, was there anything else that you wanted me to talk about?
No, that was like phenomenal. Like you did so good. I don't even have words for it. Like crying and nodding my head the whole time and smiling.
Oh.
It was just great. I'm so grateful for you, for your journey, because I know it resonates with so many of us. And I know that everything that you've gone through was meant for that, so that you can help others, you know, where we're at. And I am so grateful that you came on here and shared your story with us. We appreciate it so much. I know all of us do. And yeah. I think that's all that needs to be said.
Holler. Yeah, if y'all ever need me, holler. I'm always here. Some of you I have met on lifestyle getaways. Those are always fun. I always love to meet you guys, because there's so many. It's hard to meet everybody. But yes. So thank you.
I know you have so many people under you, and it's I don't know, it just speaks volumes of who you are. And I'm so grateful for you. And consider yourself blessed, guys, if you were on here tonight. Thank you, Leslie, so much. And I hope you guys have a good night.
Yes, thank you.